And we're rolling. Do it.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Level Best Network.
No,
Very good. I
you're
like that.
listening to the Level.
You're listening to the Level Best Network.
Very good, guys. I like that. This is the INTERCOT Insider Live, episode 159. Now in our 13th year of podcast.
Wow.
The INTERCOT Insider Live is brought to you by Magical Journeys. Nancy and crew over there are Disney vacation experts and your Disney vacation experts, and quite frankly, just experts in vacations. Give them a call, give them a text, send a smoke signal. However you communicate.
Email.
Talk to those folks. Yeah, do the wave. Anything. They'd be glad to hear from you. They will help you plan your next vacation, be it Disney, Universal, somewhere else. Maybe a cruise, maybe a trip to the islands, anywhere.
They rule.
Adventures by Disney, something like that. Yeah.
Love them.
But yeah, they've been around with us for most of our 25 years of being online, and we are in our 25th, or are we the 26th year now? Because once
we
you
completed
25, so
so
you're
once
in
you
our
hit
26.
25, then you're in your 26th year
Yeah.
of being online, right?
Correct.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Ish.
So just so we got the math going there, 13 and 26 are our big numbers for tonight. With me from the nation of Canada, we have Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn.
Hello.
Hello, and thanks for the show open. And then we've got Justin from the state of New York.
It's a New York
state of mind.
Oh boy, I won't.
How did I know we both were going to go there?
Because we're two peas in a pod.
Peas in a pod, or two guys with little hair? Apparently, I just got
Yeah.
So
I
it's
can
got
give
the
you
same.
some of mine if you want.
Yeah, can we have some of yours, please? That
We'll
would be
glue it
Please
on.
and thank you.
that would be really awesome.
That'd be
so,
super.
yeah. Welcome inside the INTERCOT Insider Live Disney podcast. I am still John, and we've got a few things to talk about tonight. It's been a while since we've been online. We do this about once a month, just in case you're
Ish.
curious. We tried
Once a month-ish.
desperately. Yeah, we tried desperately to be here every month. So you can't exactly set your clock by us, but we're here. Hello there to our regulars like Mr. Jimmy Horn stopping in to say hello.
Hello.
On Facebook.
Hi.
We do broadcast live, by the way, on Facebook and YouTube. And I don't know. It gave me an option to stream to Twitter. So I don't know whether something's going on there or not.
Hello, Twitter.
I absolutely have no idea. But
Hello,
if you're
Twitter
there,
world.
hello, tweeting people. It's good to
Tweedledees
have
and
you.
Tweedledums.
Twitters.
Let's see.
What
Well,
do you
yeah,
call
I'm-
tweeting
I'm-
people?
Tweeters.
Are you
Twitterers. Twitterers.
Twitters?
Oh my gosh, we are on.
Are we?
Where do you see that? I don't see it.
I just
Holy
went to the
crap.
INTERCOT page and
Look at
and
that. We're
our
live.
top
Look,
post.
look at that. Okay,
And
so that's
somebody's liked it already. I'm gonna. like
that's
it too.
new. This is wow. Even 13 years in, we're doing something
Oh,
crazy
yeah. Hey,
new.
look at that.
Yeah, Jimmy says the Twitterverse. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not bad.
Twitterverse.
I
Okay.
like the Twitterverse. But yeah, so there we go. Something new.
Something
Old
new and
dog
fabulous.
learn new tricks apparently.
And then if you can't watch it, you can listen later.
Right. So, of course, this really is an audio podcast first and foremost. So, and we're available via Apple iTunes and whatever you listen to, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Stitcher.
I have a face for radio.
Right.
We
Well,
we
I
were
think that was
talking
the
about that though
problem.
at the beginning before we started recording about like episode 1 was in 2010.
Yes.
And I was saying I used to listen to the podcast in my car while I was driving, and it was like I would find myself, you guys would be talking about something and I'd be speaking out loud in my car replying back to you guys. So
Right.
yeah, so it's a good listening opportunity.
Exactly. Well, the funny thing is, as of late, because one of my best friends got fired from Sirius XM radio.
That purge.
Well, I think, yeah, like a lot of companies, they were cost cutting and things like that, but he had been there a long time. And so I've canceled my subscription. So I'm definitely listening to a lot more podcasts, and I got an Apple CarPlay add-on radio to my old truck, my 2007 truck. So now I can listen to all this stuff, just plug it in and I go, man.
I remember you were so anti-iPhone for the longest time there.
You know
what was that yellow phone you had? That bright yellow phone?
Okay. See, now we're getting deep in the weeds. I had a Windows phone. A Microsoft Lumia 1020 was my favorite phone of all time.
Right.
Still is.
It was very, very yeller.
I have it. It's over here somewhere. I still have it.
Oh, okay.
But yes. Okay. So anyway, I like my iPhone, but Jimmy will argue, I'm sure, about his Samsung and about how good the camera is, and I have to agree the camera is better on that.
Yeah, that's true. That's
so Disney news. Let's hop into some stuff going on, shall we?
Sure.
We shall.
Okay. So,
wow, this has got to be the quickest we've ever actually gotten to Disney news.
I know, no weather talk or nothing.
Bing bong.
So, Disney announced the other day 5 exciting things to know, I think is the way they put it. I'm not sure what the 5 updates to make your visit easier was the headline there. Among them, a pretty cool announcement, which was they removed theme park reservations for date-based tickets, starting with visits right around the time where room blocks open up for 2024.
That's right.
January 9th.
January 9th. Now, is that, I'm trying to remember the dates. Is that, I mean, just to take it off rails, but is that right around Marathon weekend?
That's it. You know what?
That's actually right before it. It's right before it. And the 9th is the Tuesday. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's literally the day before the expo and everything. So,
which is great.
Right. Absolutely.
That. So kudos.
Yes, finally.
That's a round of applause for those of you listening.
In stereophonic sound.
Yeah. So, and most of the tickets that people buy are date-based tickets.
Right.
I guess what would be your other option? Like,
well, what about
like
annual passes? Do we have to make reservations? Because I don't have a date-based ticket. I have an annual pass. So
it's funny you should mention that, Carolyn. Almost like you read the press release. Oh, by the way, look, I got I replaced my
Tower of Terror bell.
Oh, yeah, GOT. Nice.
Sounds pretty good too.
Ding, ding.
I got it at the Tron event. That was one of the things that we could choose as one of our goodies when we came in. So I was like, oh, new bell. That'd be cool. So apparently, as part of doing these updates, they are introducing good to go days, as they're calling them, for annual pass holders and cast members. So nice that they're thinking about the cast members. Apparently, they're going to offer select days on which annual pass holders and Disney cast members can visit the Walt Disney World theme parks without needing a park reservation. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about this. And Carolyn, you are an annual pass holder. Justin, are you?
Yes.
Okay. So give me your opinion. Do you think that there should be restrictions on you, but not on?
I have the Incredible Pass, so I don't have any blackout dates.
Okay.
I pay.
No, you don't, but you still have to make a reservation.
Right.
On certain days.
I feel like I should be allowed to just come and go at my leisure.
Well, they have it right now that you don't need after 2 o'clock. You don't need a park reservation except for Saturdays and Sundays at Magic Kingdom.
But listen to what happens with my family. I have an annual pass.
Yep.
The rest of my family doesn't. Now, it used to be up until a handful of months ago, it used to be that I would have to go in, check that there was availability for both annual pass holders and for regular ticket people. Then you would get one calendar and you'd have to say, okay, today Mike, Owen, and Julie want to go to the Magic Kingdom, and I would lock them in for their reservation. And then I would flip over to the annual pass holder, and then I would have to make a second reservation just for me. Such a pain. Then about 6 months ago, maybe, then it was like it was all put into one calendar. Thank goodness. So you could choose like an annual pass holder and regular people too, and then boom, they're all under one reservation. It still would show up in my Disney experience as like two separate reservations, but you could do them at the same time, which was a big deal because sometimes if it's a really busy season, it would be like you could potentially pick a park for half your family and then go to do like yours on the annual pass, and it'd be like, sorry, there's no more left. And that happened to me a few times when you would try and make like change your park reservation last minute.
That was always the scary part, right? If you make any modifications, you'd be like,
it was like, we'd be like, you know what, tomorrow I don't want to go to Hollywood Studios. Let's go to Epcot. Okay, so then you'd have to log in, and I would make sure, okay, there's availability for both of us. Good. And I would switch over my family to go to Epcot, and then I would go to switch myself. Sorry, I can't go to the parks with my family anymore.
Right.
Like it was so stupid. So with this, now my family technically can just come and go as they please to the parks, and mom has to like make sure I'm allowed. I feel like that's stupid.
Yeah, our friend Bud comments that pass holders shouldn't have to reserve a first park. Kind of defeats the purpose of the pass if you're limited to where day tickets are not. By the way, nice picture, Bud. Saw that you were hanging out with some of the characters.
And it looks... Jimmy just asked the question that I was going to ask is, are you still there, Bud? Are you still in Florida? Because he's been posting a whole lot of really good pictures of
he has been
adventures.
That's a good question, Bud.
Now, so I have a question. Okay. Now,
I tend to agree, by the way. Then I don't currently have an annual pass. But by the way, annual passes, because we haven't podcasted since that time, they started selling them again on April 20th. And as of today, when I looked, you could still get an annual pass.
So now pass holders still are going to have to make a park reservation?
Yeah.
Except certain days.
Good to go days, which they're going to announce.
So now I have to check the calendar and see, is it a good to go day or is it a day I need
I wonder if they're going to limit the amount of reservations now. I guess I kind of just glanced at it. I didn't really look at it that closely. So basically, they're taking theme park reservations away from day-based ticket, but pass holders are still going to have to make reservations
on Sundays. My guess is what's going to happen, and we have to see how, by the way, this plays out, because they have not announced the details and have not announced the dates that those are going to be. But my guess is the most busy of days, you're going to have to make a reservation. Otherwise, it's probably going to be no big deal.
But
I mean, because I have
the thing though is then why do I bother paying? Well, I don't have a choice because I'm Canadian, but why do I bother paying for the INTERCOT with no blackout dates?
Well, you're not blacked out, but you have to just make a reservation.
Right, but then I might go to make the reservation and there is none.
That would be rare, and all four would be. But to your point, though, if that were a day where your family, like for say, was able to get into the Magic Kingdom, but you went to book a reservation and they said, sorry, we're too busy. It's going to be interesting to see how exactly it plays out.
I get it in theory that because they're trying to tamp down on how many people show up at the parks. And so the easiest way to do that is to
close the front door.
Yeah. I get that.
Like they used to.
You know what? I wonder if now I have blackout dates because I have the Sorcerer Pass. That's what I can get through DVC.
Oh, that's right. You're still DVC.
Right. So I have some blackout dates, not times that I want to be there anyway. But I wonder now if with the date-based ticket, now you're actually buying a ticket for a specific date. Maybe that is actually in essence behind the scenes putting a reservation.
It is.
Okay.
I think, well, that's just assuming you're going to be at one of their parks. So
you used to have to do both.
Right.
You used to have to say, like, I want a 4-day park hopper, and the first day I'm going to start using it is May 1st. And then it would say, okay, well, you have to use up those 4 days within like a 7-day period or something, starting May 1st. If that is going to be your first day, then you have 7 days to use up your ticket. So they kind of have an idea of when you're coming.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I agree with Jimmy's comment here, which was Jimmy Horn said, I don't think they're trying to limit how many people they're going to let in. I think they're trying to track who's going where. Well, if you don't have to make a reservation, I mean, just know all they're going to know is that you're going to go to one of the 4 theme parks. They won't know specifically what park you're going to if they remove the theme park reservation requirements for that.
Now, I haven't bought a ticket.
Now they'll know for
date-based ticket.
AP.
I haven't bought AP date-based tickets since they've done this whole system. I've had AP for a while. Now, when you're buying the date-based ticket, are you buying a day at a park? Like, because I know aren't the parks different prices?
You're buying a 1 day, one park.
If you buy a 1-day ticket, if you buy a 1-day ticket, it's going to say, okay, well, what park do you want to go to? So you can say Epcot, and it'll say, okay, well, the Epcot price is this much on this day, and it's different on this day. What day do you want to go and use your 1 day? Right. Anything over 1 day, like if you got a 2-day, then it's like, okay, tell us we don't care what parks, but tell us what's the starting date, and then we give you a couple days more than how many days are on your ticket.
Okay, so you're not actually booking each ticket per day. If you're buying a 1 day, you're buying a park. But the other, like I said, I haven't bought a.
They're still figuring out
ticket.
Like total volume. Jimmy says, as usual, Carolyn is correct.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Don't make me kick you out of the chat.
Them be fighting words.
But I feel like in the past couple of years they've lessened the windows that you can use. So, for instance, sometimes in March, my family will go down for 2 weeks. Well, we're not spending 14 days at the park. Some days you just want to sit around your hotel, and some days you might go to Universal and whatever.
Yep.
But it'll be like, okay, so maybe my family will go to the parks for 5 days. So I buy them, everybody in my family except me, a 5-day park hopper. But then I have to figure out what's the first day we're going to go to that park. And then suddenly it's like, but you only can use those 5 days for 7 days. It's only,
gotcha.
So then it's like, well, how do I spread out my 5 days? Ideally, I would like to have like park day, not park day, park day, not park day, but you can't do that. They won't give you a big enough window to do it.
Yeah, so Rob Loud comments, I haven't had much of an issue with not being able to get a reservation within Credit Pass. So that's interesting. And then he also said the biggest issue that he's had is only being able to have 5 reservations at a time. If you're going for 7 to 9 days, the last days are a crapshoot as far as where we wind up. And I agree, that's a good limitation, something that you have to be aware of if you are going for a longer stay.
Right.
I don't know what my guess is. The percentage of the people that do a stay of that duration are much smaller.
I mean, who knows? Cool. This may just be their transition phase, and then
that's the other thing.
Next year, all the reservations will be gone for everybody.
Are you guys okay with it being not till 2024?
Well, I don't know what the holdup is, but I mean, why do they have to wait?
I mean, literally the only thing that I could think of was just that it coincides with when the next set of room blocks opens, reservation window. Like we're about coming up on that point where Justin and I will be able, for example, to book for marathon weekend. But right now you can't do it without sort of cheating the system and starting a something that starts before,
Maybe.
the new year.
I mean, maybe so that some people are like, well, I had to make reservations yesterday, but tomorrow I don't have to. Yeah, I guess it's good if they do it far enough out so that nobody feels inconvenienced or whatever, that they've already gotten reservations. Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, the park reservation system, it's either keep it or get rid of it. Not this.
I wish they just would
mishmash
trash it all together. I think, I think a little bit of the reasoning why they did it, but it is just adding another level of inconvenience on an already complicated vacation.
I was there the end of
first-timers.
April, and Magic Kingdom on Saturday and Epcot on Sunday, and both parks were packed. I mean, it's...
But then I keep seeing pictures from the parks this week, and it's dead. Like there's
hit or miss. Like kind of the lull periods are a lot harder to predict than they used to be. That's for sure. So
yeah, who knows?
Yeah. All right, moving on to the next thing. Time to eat.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of this, but I know a lot of people are. But
the Disney dining plans are coming back as an option for those staying at Disney resort hotels who purchase a vacation package with Disney starting or Magical Journeys or your favorite travel agent, with them starting with stays beginning January 9, 2024 as well. Which will, what does this mean? Which will also open for bookings on May 31st. Okay, I guess.
That's when you can probably start booking the 2024 packages.
Yeah, which is, again, by the way, the same time that the next year opens up in their calendar. So, yeah, you can now add back in that. Let me see. What does it say?
Which means reservations are going to be that much harder.
Yeah, guests will be able to choose from two popular options, packages that either include the Disney Quick Serve Dining Plan or the Disney Dining Plan. Both plans will be a great value for families with young children, with access to many spectacular food and beverage offerings across Walt Disney World.
Okay. I can't wait to see which restaurants now are like some of the ones were 2 dining credits. I wonder if they're going to make that more restaurants are going to be 2 credits rather than 1.
I can't ever eat enough. I can't eat enough to justify it.
So
I remember at the end of trips with just snack credits and just like
stuffing things in your bag.
Yeah, pretty much.
Spicy hot dogs at Epcot.
What is that? What
I'm not sure about? I want to know.
I don't think I know either. I don't. Okay.
Yeah, I can't eat, like, even if you get use your snack for breakfast at the hotel and get like a little cereal or a bagel or a muffin or something. Right. And then at lunchtime you use your quick serve, and then at nighttime you have your dinner. Everything has like a dessert.
I know, right?
And I'm like, I'll eat this huge meal, and I'm like, I don't want the dessert, but I feel like I've paid for this, so now I need to eat the dessert.
Mom, I can't eat another dessert. Shut up and eat it, kid. Like we paid for this.
I think one of the dining plans, like the quick serve back, and we haven't used the dining plan in forever, but the last time, even quick serve, I remember we would go to like Cosmic Rays, and you'd get like a little cup with a lid that had like chocolate cake. And we had so many of these dang chocolate cakes that I was lugging around in my purse and then taking back to the hotel and sticking in the fridge.
Purse?
Yeah. And then it would be like all melty, but
yeah.
But heaven forbid we couldn't waste the dang credit. And then I'm like, you know what? Like, I would never have paid out of pocket for this much food. And a lot of times all I want for lunch is like one of the kids' meals. So it's just
Dawn and I split meals all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we at a quick service or even some sit downs, we'll get maybe an appetizer split and then a meal, and we'll just split everything. I mean, it's just the easiest.
Or sometimes because I'm on vacation, my dinner or lunch might be a Mickey bar and a popcorn.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, you know what it reminds me of is like when we when I used to be in college, okay, and you had the meal plan, right, at college, and you were allowed a certain amount of stuff under the meal plan for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. At one point, I had like the all-in, I think freshman year, the all-in meal plan, right?
Yep.
So what we would do is we would go down in the morning, we would get every possible thing we were allowed to get, even though we had no intention of eating it. Like you could get like 2 donuts, an entree. You could
but
get
you could hoard it and have it later.
2 or 3 milks. You could, whatever the maximum was. Yeah. And that's what we did. We ended up getting like a little fridge and so we would do that. Yeah. And we would have it later. So, by the end of the week, when the weekend would come and maybe you only had the 5-day meal plan,
and that's your weekend food.
You have like 6 donuts and 12 milks and, all this other crap just piled up in there. So
I will say my son's going to college in the fall and it's different now. It's just like you get a card and you can use it for it's like you load up a gift card is essentially what it is.
Right.
And you can use it at like Starbucks on campus or whatever. So it's different now. I was thinking that he was going to have like a breakfast, lunch, and dinner dining plan, but no, it's not like that anymore.
No,
thank
they
goodness.
Essentially, they get you because now you spend more because it's all a cart. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's coming back. And to the point, I don't know. I'm not a fan because I think it takes away walk-up dining availability. But to Ian's point, I mean, things are crowded right now, and
there hasn't been walk-up dining forever.
Yeah, and I think some of that was ruined even pre-COVID by just the fact that they would only have 60 or 70% of the capacity running in a lot of the restaurants, which meant that you never had a free time to do things like that. So I don't know how that will work, and of course the other thing is of course Ian's now chiming in. Well, if you're going to comment and chat, you should have just been on the podcast, dude.
We don't need them
anyway. But I mean, he's got a good point as far as that goes. But it also will remain to be seen which restaurants end up on the plan and which aren't on there, and I guess we'll go from there.
I guess the quick service ones are also probably going to be slammed now too,
right?
More than they, are.
Yeah,
I mean, what's
it's seriously.
What's the quick service in Hollywood
where
Studios?
The priorities are, by the way. He's watching the Heat Sixers game.
No, aren't the Heat playing the Knicks?
Oh no, it's the Heat Is it the Knicks now? That's right.
I think so. Yeah, I think the Knicks are.
That's anyway, sports.
Anyway, what's the quick service in Toy Story Land? Woody's Roundup.
Yeah.
Or is that the new place?
I don't think it's a new place.
Whatever one, the quick service one that's been there forever.
Where you can get the tater tots.
Well, I don't know. I've never actually gotten food from there because every time.
Oh, it sounds like somebody's coming home. So my dogs are barking. I'm just going to.
Okay. And did Justin freeze? Look.
Justin, come back to us. He just looks confused.
Justin froze like my monitor froze behind me. Like I don't know, it's doing some weird thing. Like it's sort of.
All right. Well, it's the John and Carolyn show.
There we go. Bing bong. 29 past the hour. 8:29. Big bong in the morning.
We've got traffic coming up.
Traffic and weather on the 8s. Wait, hold on. I got that coming up. Here we go.
Okay.
And
the 75 is blocked. We've got a big accident up here. We've got backed up for miles. Hi, Justin.
A big accident in Long Island and in New York area out by what's going on out by the shore with Justin. Got a huge internet outage that's causing
I don't know what happened. So I don't even know where I was going. So
something about Woody's lunchbox. You were going to go.
Oh yeah, we were talking about with quick service and how I'm sorry, I'm completely annoyed. I don't know what happened. That even now when you try to order from them, it always says your pickup window is like, you want to pick up now. Oh no, you pickup window is 2 hours from now. So,
yes, that has.
So that's why we've never gotten food from there, because it's always been so. Back to what I was getting to with the quick service, now probably going to be more slammed. So that was my point.
Yes, mobile ordering is getting weird.
It's not good. Do you remember when it originally started, and like you would press the order button, and then you would end up there, and it's like, I'm here, and like 5 minutes later, you're good to go.
Right. Yeah. Not so much.
Now you have to pick a window to come back.
And typically it's like 30 or 60 minutes later.
Yeah.
Some of them are,
I've gone with Jen, say, and I'll go in there and pick my stuff. And it says like, okay, your pickup window is at 1:45. Great. And then Jen's pickup window is like 2:30. I'm like, well, we wanted to have lunch together.
Yeah, no, you're not allowed.
Yeah,
it's stupid. You know what? Too, I should just pay cash, but half the time they don't even have a cash register open.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because poor sad Canadian here. Every time I use my credit card in America, then you get like the conversion fee of like the different dollars. So I try and use cash. Yeah, but there's no checkout open, so then I just suck it up and do it on the mobile order. But
I also don't like the fact that when you mobile order, that they don't apply your DVC or AP discounts for some reason. And actually,
I don't think that we get any for quick service.
That's true. Yeah. So, and I actually found that this past trip, we were doing that. I was able to put a user Disney Rewards redemption card.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
But you can't store it in the app. So every time I had to order, I had to put the number in.
Every single time?
Single time, yeah. So there was no way to save it. So
I will say the mobile checkout at stores is fantastic.
I do like
that. Haven't tried.
I do like that because you'll go to like World of Disney or something, and there will be hundreds of people in line. And it knows that I'm an annual pass holder. It gives me my discount, and I'm like walking out the door wondering why everybody's still standing in line.
Yeah, I think actually Bud makes a good comment here about mobile ordering being a little bit of a pain, that if you want to charge to your room. I think that is a good point. Like, you should be able to charge back to your room and have a consolidated bill payment, rather than doing one, $8 or $10 transaction. I'm sorry, it's Disney. One $20 or $25 transaction per person. It just, I agree with that, and I think that's good, because I think that is one of the things that is good about being able to charge back to the room, is instead of going back and having to review all your crap after the end of a vacation,
it's just one big lump sum.
You just have one lump sum, and then you can look at your bill and figure out where you spent things individually.
And I guess I'm a little odd that I never charge back to the room.
Really?
I do the pay as I go along thing, and I don't know. I guess that's just how I do.
Honestly, until this minute, it never occurred to me to do that.
Charge back to the room?
you can.
Well, yeah, it's tapping. Yeah, tap chargebacks.
I don't even use my Magic Band for that. I just use my credit card, or if I'm mobile ordering, it's just on the card. I know,
but I know you can tap with your credit card, but I never even thought, why don't I just charge it back to the room, and then that would be one lump sum and one.
Yeah.
Fee.
Well, you don't always stay on property either.
Well,
you stay on off property a lot as well.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So I don't know. Okay, that was my 2 cents.
Okay, all right, and your 2 cents was worth 4 tonight.
Exactly.
So
at the very least, I could let the kids do that, because then they don't have to. Yeah. Okay.
So we're still working our way through the 5 things. Let's see. I think number 4 was that if you're planning to stay at a Disney Resort hotel, they're going to continue to offer the popular theme park early entry through 2024 every day across the 4 parks, which honestly is, if you want to get in and ride a specific ride, that's a good way to do it, or to get a jump on the crowds.
And I think it's half an hour early, is it? I'm pretty sure it's half an hour now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I was actually just reading this. Early theme park entry for all Disney resort hotels and extended evening hours for guests staying at Deluxe.
Correct.
Disney Deluxe and Deluxe.
So that's interesting, right? So we talked about that before, whether, those sort of things were going to happen. And that
I don't mind. I feel like, okay.
You pay a little bit more, then maybe you get a little bit extra.
A little bit. Yeah, I don't mind that.
And I do like the fact that when the Magic Kingdom for the ones that use the virtual queue, so I guess that's Tron and for Guardians, you actually get that other opportunity to ride it again.
Right.
So you get another. You're right. That's just reading Bud's comments. Yeah,
Bud says, if you're trying to manage your finances, he tries to charge everything to his room for the Disney Visa 6 months, same as cash deal. And
right.
I don't know what that is. Canadians aren't allowed to have it.
We're not allowed to have
it. It's basically Disney Visa. You get 6 months interest free on Disney.
Oh, heck.
Stuff like that.
You get on the cruises and stuff.
Well, like if you had I think there's smart ways to use that. If you had a bonus coming up or something like that, or whatever, or you get a nice payout or a little bump, or
that's
going to happen. Then why not take the free cash, right?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So what's this last one? Plan
ahead. And the other one is they're going to be simplifying the Genie Plus experience for those who have complained about how complex it can be. They said, we have heard from guests that they would like ways to plan the Genie Plus service and individual lightning lane selections before the day of their park visit.
So it's Fast Pass Plus again with a different name.
So we're going backwards. See, okay, look, I get you want to plan things in advance, but I think part of the reason I liked the day of kind of stuff was that it sort of leveled the playing field a little bit, right? And I feel like that's a good thing. Like, that's why I loved the old version of Fast Pass. It wasn't because I was the first one on at 3:30 in the morning, a month out or whatever. I'm just making things up, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The point is, you get to the theme park, you went to the kiosk, you spit out the ticket, and you had a chance, just like everybody else.
Now, I will say the Disneyland version
made
it a little easier, so I didn't have to send Mike running 30 miles across the park to run. Quick, go get a Space Mountain Fast Pass. Go, 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 go.
Yeah, but there's something,
if it's now just all on your phone and it was the day of, that would be perfect.
I may be the only one left that liked the machines, and the actual, you had to traverse the park and go do things and get things.
But they make everything. You have to have your phone anyway. So
but if we're now
add something else to your phone.
But now we're going to go backwards again.
Oh, of course.
To the point where at least it was fair to everybody who got there. Now it's going to be most fair to those who either have a vacation planner who does it for them, or B, who know the system best. And I just felt like, again, at least with these, if you bought Genie Plus the morning you were going to the theme park and you made your reservations, well, you had as much a shot as anybody else at getting on the ride. Now that we're going to go backwards. So I would like to complain. I would like to lodge a complaint to Mr. Iger.
Well, and
we're like Bob Iger in the middle of this room to complain about how I don't like this.
See, like if I'm paying for Genie Plus, what if I get there and the park's dead and I didn't need it anyways?
Well,
at least now, not that the system is good now, but at least now, if you show up and you're like, oh my God, this place is swamped, I'm going to buy it for today.
No, here's Cranky Pants says no one wants to be forced on their phone at 7 a.m. every day of their vacation.
That's true.
But who are we kidding? First of all, sorry, Ian, Disney is not a vacation. Okay.
No, it's work.
Like that's work. Yes, it is
work. Okay. Second of all, who isn't up at 7 a.m. already anyway? You don't go to. You're not up at 7 a.m. to go to the theme parks.
We don't rope drop anymore.
I
When we were
have
this past
teenagers.
weekend.
Okay, you're a different animal, though.
No, it was this past weekend. We were there. We slept in a little bit, got to the parks at 10:30, 11, something like that. It was just, and it was nice.
I feel like my family starts off gung-ho on like first day, we're going to Magic Kingdom, everybody up at the crack of dawn. And by like second or third park day, it's like, okay, maybe we'll get up around 8:30.
No, I get that because my wife and I go there, and we don't even make reservations for any rides. We just go, and whatever's available, we go on, and then we go and do whatever. But my point, contrary to Ian, is nobody wants to be making park reservations or ride reservations a month out, or having to worry about, did I make it on the right day at the right time or what? I mean, it's like having to wait for Run Disney, like when you get online and have to wait 5 hours in a virtual queue. And meanwhile, you're seeing other people who got into the queue late are suddenly getting races and they're starting to sell out. And you're like, I still have 159 minutes to go. That kind of stuff. Like, who wants to do that? Nobody.
Yeah, it's too much planning. I don't know. The days of just winging it are well gone, which we all know.
Just show up and explore and, let's go on this thing.
No, then you'll be sitting on a bench people watching because there's nothing to get on. I mean, unless you want to stand for 6 hours for...
I absolutely get that.
Gumbo.
You know what? The people, and Ian's saying that's why they complained about it, and that's why they changed it. No, they changed it because the complainers spoke loud enough. It's just like in real life. The people who complain the loudest are the ones who get their way. And meanwhile, people like me who just sit back year after year and go there and spend their money and don't complain about stuff.
Preach, brother. Preach.
I know.
Squeaky wheel gets the grease.
I
know, but my last trip in March, like a month and a half ago, we ended up, it was so busy because it's spring break, obviously, but we ended up just doing, like, Julie and I spent a day, we're just going to go and see every show. So we went and saw, like, Country Bears, Tiki Room, PhilharMagic, like anything that we could, like, well, this line is reasonable.
By the way, did we ever speak about the PhilharMagic new Coco scene?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
I love it.
I think
they really
that a new scene was coming. Yeah.
I mean, also that they, redid the whole film. It's much crisper and everything now. So sorry, just to go back.
No, actually, and that's good because that was always a problem with that. But yeah, thanks for.
Yeah, the film is much crisper, and that scene is just really, really cute.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
So is that all the 5 things?
That was 5. I think we were
5 things to make your
and as Jared, one Disney nut, said on our discussion boards, that's a lot of good news all at one time.
Yeah, I'll take
When's the bad news coming?
Actually, and there's tons of discounts coming out too. So
just in time for your tickets to probably go up.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. That's about the time. Yeah, usually this time of year the prices do go up.
Yeah. So other stuff. What else we got? I
got a couple movie news things that we could do real quick.
Sure.
So, like Pirates of the Caribbean was a ride, and then it became a movie, and then Haunted Mansion was a ride, and they did an Eddie Murphy movie. They are coming out with a brand new Haunted Mansion movie.
Okay.
And new pictures were released today with Jamie Lee Curtis, who is an Academy Award winner. Woo!
See, when you give me advance notice, look at that. I can actually bring stuff up.
Yeah. So there she is. She's Madame Leota. It hardly looks like her. There's another picture in the chat right below that, John. Yeah. And it's supposed to be her as Madame Leota as well.
What the heck was that? Hold on. What?
I guess that's like her when she was alive, like
a bodied person.
She's some like mystical person, and somehow I guess her head's gonna get removed.
I like this one's not bad, although I will say, if they put her in the Haunted Mansion, the actual Haunted Mansion with this,
I I don't see that happening.
I will personally find the Disney executive who did that, and I will show up protesting in their office.
And then the other movie news, now there's no real pictures of this, but John, there is a picture in the chat. They are coming out with a Tower of Terror movie, apparently. And there's Taika Waititi is supposed to direct, and Scarlett Johansson is going to be in it. Now, there was a Tower of Terror TV show, or like a TV movie or something.
There was a made-for-TV movie with Steve Guttenberg in it, and
Steve Guttenberg.
but
anyway,
who else?
So this is supposed to be it's been written, and we're not sure when it's coming out, but that's those two are slated to be on the project.
Scarlett Johansson, really?
Well, I feel like if this is going to be like a Hollywood 1920s or whatever thing, she can't. I've seen her in like the other Taika Waititi movie, that Jojo Rabbit, when she's all done up like in.
Is Taika directing, or is he going to be in it? Or
he's directing, but he usually shows up in the movies that he directs. So.
Yeah, I mean, infamously, like I loved him in the vampire movie, What They Do in the Shadows, which started the series. Which then, while he was a main character in the original movie, then he turned into a secondary character in the TV show. So
so it should be pretty fun.
Just wondering. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's your Hollywood update.
Why did I not have? Oh, I could have done.
John Tesh and Mary Hart.
Dang it!
Oh, there we go. Okay, we need to start over. Cancel this podcast. Let's redo it.
Hit the rewind button.
Except that's 20th century, and these are Disney movies. Oh, this is another Disney thing, actually. Disney Plus and Hulu are merging into one app. So if you pay for the ad-free tier of Disney Plus, you're going to see a price increase, but you will also get Hulu, which is kind of neat because we don't have Hulu in Canada.
Well, that's interesting. So you will get that then there. The thing I was thinking, so Disney already, so first of all, last year, I think it was, Disney forced Hulu live TV people into a bundle that included the ESPN Plus and so you had to get all of them together. You used to be able to get them separately. Well, they threw them all together, and so you had to buy them. So that was the last straw for me. I'm like, I don't need all of this year round. It's too much. Whatever. Price is getting too expensive. So then I went to DirecTV, and I spent probably at least the same amount, if not more. but I got the DirecTV stream, which actually I love. I love their little box, and I love their on-screen guide, and it feels very much like you're on DirecTV, which I used to have a long time ago. Anyway, so now they're doing this, which is, I find, good in a way, in that the services will be integrated, because I always thought it was kind of stupid to separate them out. But at the same time, unless I'm wrong, I thought I saw somewhere, oh yeah, there we go. Disney Plus lost 4 million subscribers in Q2 2023.
Well, I have Disney Plus, and I feel like there's nothing new ever on it. Like, I go on there to watch the Star Wars movies over and over, or Marvel movies, and like the occasional Disney movie. Now, the only thing, this is another, sorry to harp on me being weird in Canada, but if I sign in to Disney Plus using an American VPN, there's like, at the top, you get to choose like Disney stuff, Marvel stuff, Star Wars stuff, National Geographic. That's all we get in Canada. If I sign in with the American VPN, you also get that Star category. It's called Star, and it has a star. It says Star. And that's where they stick all of the like not for children stuff, like Deadpool or like things that like the 20th, like Dodgeball, or there's something about Mary, like 20th century stuff goes in that star category. Isn't that weird? So now I wonder if there'll be like another little box that'll say Hulu. I don't know.
By the way, that's
so
funny
excited.
you mentioned that, because when I was in Canada and I wanted to watch my Dayton Flyers on ESPN,
we don't have ESPN up here.
Well, I VPN into my DirecTV account from Canada. First time I had ever done that. I felt, I mean, for being such a tech nerd, I had never done that. But you can get these.
It's hilarious. Like if we turn on our VPN and go into Netflix, for America, you guys have all different movies than we do.
That's because your government restricts what you can watch and do.
No, we have
They're crazy. They have to have a Canadian content.
On radio, not on.
It's on TV too, isn't it?
No.
I thought it is. I thought it was.
No, but like on streaming stuff, no. There's like it's just that certain, like, it's, how when you're watching Netflix and it's like, oh, Ocean's 11 is not going to be able to be viewed after April 30th. But then you'll still be able to see it on. It's like they're switching out the content, but it's like they switch it out for different stuff at different times.
Well, it's interesting. It seems, interesting that there would be such a differentiation between.
Well, and then if you can even like switch your VPN to be like British and see like British Netflix. Like, it's weird, but like it'll still be American movies and stuff. Yeah, totally. You'll be surprised. Like, and because sometimes I'll be like, I was watching this yesterday. Where the heck is it? It's gone. And then I'm like, oh, I was on the VPN yesterday.
Sorry, I don't know any of that stuff.
Okay. Well, anyway.
I know about it, but I don't know anything.
Enough nerd stuff. Hey, Animal Kingdom turned 25. In case anybody cared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hooray, on Earth Day.
Greatest bar on property.
Yeah. I mean, and they still are trying to figure out what to do with that park, I feel.
Well, the park is a bar.
Right.
You know what? It's been very hard to justify spending a day there lately because Dino Land, not the what was that? The thing that like whipped you around.
Yeah, the Primeval Whirl.
Yes, like that's gone, and it just feels like there's not enough for me to do there.
Well, they keep talking about adding stuff in, and until I actually see it official.
Well, I mean, between that, there's been rumors floating around the interwebs about the Villains Park. All of a sudden, oh yeah, I guess I think. Some Imagineer somewhere in some press conference made a comment that, they always look for interesting new stuff to do. And fans certainly have been pressing them for a Villains Park. And then there was talk about whether that would be an area in the Magic Kingdom or whether it would be a fifth gate or whatever. You've got that. And then, of course, there was always talk in Animal Kingdom about expanding that, and that Dino Land really was kind of a placeholder for something bigger that was to come.
Beastly Kingdom.
The Excavator. The Beastly Kingdom. Yeah, all these.
Can you just imagine? Now, just think of how long it took them to build Tron. If they built a new park, would it be open in our lifetime?
Well, I mean, it's interesting to say because Universal's right now building a park.
Oh yeah, it's going to
be
open
right along.
What's their schedule open? Is it 25 or 26?
I think
like that.
25. I think
it's 25. Yeah,
but it's like they announced it and like it was being built like in right away.
Well, clearly they had done all the
but
backstory and
what's it? Epic Universe. It's going to be called.
Universal's Epic Universe.
Yeah, strange name, but
little weird.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to that too. I mean, they really. I mean, one thing about Universal I don't like is a lot of their rides are very screen heavy, which I don't like, but. Some of their roller coasters, I really, the Velocicoaster, Hagrid's. I mean, those are phenomenal rides. Even Gringotts, even though it uses a lot of screens, it's still a good ride. Much better than.
I had a girlfriend that just got back from her first time at Universal, which she's a huge Harry Potter nerd, and she just went there. And I said to her this week, "How was your trip? Did you love it? Did you love it?" And she's like, "Well, a lot of the rides seem outdated." She said like Transformers and Spider-Man was like,
Really?
yeah, like she didn't like Transformers, maybe not so much, but the Spider-Man, she's like, that's not who I think of when I think of Spider-Man, and it just kind of looks cartoony. And
Okay.
Well, it
yeah,
is.
well,
That's what
well,
it's
yeah,
supposed to be, but
but it's supposed, yeah. And
so
like,
will people that see the Haunted Mansion movie go through the Haunted Mansion and go, "Oh, that looks kind of outdated. That's not Jamie Lee Curtis in the
yeah, maybe.
Globe."
But then, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just
I don't
asking.
know.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know. But she ended up not being all that impressed. And
oh,
I said, "Well, what'd you think of the Harry Potter stuff?" She's like maybe I built it up too much in my head, but it just like it was okay. So I don't know. Maybe she's just
really?
hard to impress. Like I really like the Harry Potter stuff.
She's a tough
I
cookie.
love
Yeah,
the
she's
Harry
a
Potter
tough
stuff.
customer.
I mean,
Not only
Forbidden
that-
Journey, the screens probably could be updated. They probably
Yeah.
could, you know.
Yeah, they could be a little more high def. Yeah,
Kind of like what they did with Philhar Magic.
Magic,
They could
yeah.
go in and redo it.
do the 4K upsampling.
Yeah.
Or just not make it 3D.
Right.
Didn't I hear? Maybe I heard that. Maybe I dreamt it.
Well,
That they were going to
Harry
make it
Potter-
not
Potter-
3D.
The
It's
Harry
not
Potter
3D.
one isn't 3D. The Gringotts is.
Oh,
Right.
the Gringotts one. That's what I mean. That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
That's
of.
pretty
that one's
good.
3D.
Like that's
Yeah, it's not bad.
clear. That's only was
No,
open.
I swear I read somewhere that they were thinking of making it not 3D anymore. And the reason I remember is because every time I'm on that ride, there's like a whipping around thing. And
Yeah.
my 3D glasses, they always feel like the 3D glasses are too big for my head. And I've whipped around that thing so many times that my glasses go like flying off. I'm like, well, there goes another pair for Universal. So I was thinking like, oh, that would be good. Then my glasses won't go flying off. But
I want some 3D glasses-less technology.
yeah.
I'm not sure I
Yeah.
said that right, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Make it 3D without. I saw that demoed many years ago at IAPA. It was pretty cool, but it was one much.
Well,
smaller.
the pre-show for Gringotts has like an actual physical set, and then they have like a screen out here that
Yeah,
looks
which
like
makes
he's
it look.
walking.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
And
kind of
they-
stuff I like.
and they do the tech. Ian, if you're going to participate this much in the show,
How about
beyond
you
the show, you
participate?
could have just had like a TV screen off to the side watching the game or something.
Ian says
seriously.
cave technology. What
Yeah,
is
remember
cave
that?
technology? Please type it in for
Well,
us.
I think he means in Gringotts because you're in.
Well, I
caves.
think he's talking about the Disney technology that was supposed to be 3D in a box sort of, and it was going to immerse you in with like the 3D VR kind of headset and all that kind of stuff. They demoed it with flying carpets of Aladdin in Epcot. There was a thing you could go in and you sat on something and they put the thing on your head, and yeah, he's right. I do know what it means. And you essentially got immersed into that world. That was the beginning of the cave technology. I think that we're and then it was supposed to be more immersive after that, where they were like broadcasting stuff onto walls or whatever, and you would.
Well,
So-
that sounds nifty.
It was, but that was, I mean, that was almost like the early days of VR and things like that. So, yeah. And I forgot what it's, and the other ride, what's the new coaster that's at Universal?
Hagrid's?
Velocicoaster.
Oh, Velocicoaster?
Velocicoaster. My
Oh.
kids
Love it.
both came back saying that is the best roller coaster, period.
It is.
That
It's
amazing.
yeah.
It scares
So
me.
smooth.
If you take Hulk and times it like 10, you get Velocicoaster.
Well, I don't
It's
like
just-
Hulk. Hulk is too herky jerky. Like Hulk makes
Well,
my brain hurt.
Velocicoaster is very smooth. It's very
Right.
smooth.
Yeah.
You know, when you hit that hi hat and you just sit there and you kind of hang up there and you just they
Right.
I absolutely love it.
They talked about the way it just kind of, turned you different way. And
Oh
just,
yeah, you
it-
literally like
it was so smooth. And I mean,
the
I didn't go on it.
turns the turns, the corkscrews and everything, I was fine with all of them. The only time I felt a little weird is right towards the end.
Mhm.
You go upside down over the water, and you literally feel like your head is going to be in the water.
In the water.
I mean, that's how close you are. And it's
every time I ride like a roller coaster, like out in the open, not at Disney, it's like in a building, but outside roller coaster. And the new thing seems to be not like Rock and Roller Coaster where you're down in a car with walls around you. The new thing seems to be like a lawn chair strapped onto a track, and you can see the ground below you, and there's nothing beside you or whatever. That's what Velocicoaster is, and I just feel like I'm going to fall out. And I know I'm not going to.
No,
but I just feel like there's not enough protection around me. It would be like going down a highway on a motorcycle, and you just feel like there's too much nothing around me, right?
But then again, you have Hagrid's, which literally you're in a motorcycle.
But I sit down in the little car.
Right.
So I'm
okay. You see, the sidecar hurts my knee. The motorcycle itself, and honestly, like when I saw Hagrid's, I was like, oh, okay, it looks like a fun ride. It goes so fast. I was not expecting how fast it goes.
I have not ridden it yet, and I'm so sad. It was an hour or two. It was over 2 hours when I went to the park that one day. So
I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, I absolutely love. I mean, it's just it's a great ride at Disney, and it's a long ride. I mean, it's a good a good time.
Yep.
Whereas now you get to the newest roller coaster.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
I was getting there. Tron.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Absolutely love the launch. I love the launch. Love when you go outside. It's fantastic. Then you go inside the building and the ride's over. It's literally.
It's not quite that.
Okay. But honestly.
Is it shorter than Thunder Mountain?
Yes.
By how much? Not much.
I didn't time it. Big Thunder
is probably, the Thunder Mountain probably is.
Big Thunder is probably about a 2-minute ride.
Yeah, because
two and a half.
Because you have those slow trolls up the inclines.
I literally felt like I only rode it one time, Tron. And maybe I missed some stuff on the inside. Yes, you see the races and everything going on. One, I will say the restraints. It hurt my knee a little bit. Nothing bad, but
seems to be
now Dawn has a bad back. It hurt her back. The way she was leaned over.
Yeah.
Rock and Roller Coaster is
literally 30% longer than Rock and Roller Coaster.
Rock and Roller Coaster, I timed once. I think it was like a minute and 12.
Something like that, or
it was like a minute 12, I think, Rock and Roller Coaster. If I timed it one time, like many, many years ago. I really think Tron was about the same. It really, I don't know. I mean, the launch is phenomenal. I mean, you get on that, you go out, and then you launch, and sorry, and you're always correct. What I know better.
Nope.
So, I just.
It's just like having him on the show.
Yeah. We just have to keep. I like this version because you don't have to hear him.
Right, because I can choose to mute him when I.
That is true.
Well, okay, so. Tron, something else happened with Tron and INTERCOT. And
so remember
John set the internet on fire.
Podcast, okay. Ian and I had come back from the press event, and we had mentioned that there was this dude that it looked like he was almost standing up in the roller coaster car, and we were like completely insane. He looked,
when you saw him, you hadn't been on the ride yet.
No,
you were just shooting a video of like, look at the nice train.
I can't remember whether we had or we had, but the bottom line was, maybe we had been on it once or something, and we were shooting a video just to get some B-roll. And this dude comes by. He looks like he's standing up, and he's doing like
Jack on Titanic going.
No, I was going to go Jesus on the cross, but same thing. I mean, same visual, quite frankly. And we just commented like, "Holy crap, that doesn't look safe." Like
when you're sitting on that ride, you're the backrest. It's like you're on Flights of Passage, and it forces you to sit forward like a motorcycle.
It kind of does, but apparently it doesn't lock in, is what I've learned in post.
So this guy was instead of leaning forward, he pushed back against the backrest and was able to sit straight up with his arms out.
Yeah. So I guess doing something that you can do. Again, I think our comment, Ian and my comment on the last podcast was, as a 50-something-year-old dude, like, all I know is I would be hurting the next 2 weeks in my core, probably. I would have muscle pain, and I'd be trying to figure out, where did that pain come from? Oh yeah. Remember that time when I stood up kind of almost on so we posted post podcast. I was able to find the video, and I posted the video to TikTok with the comment, maybe I shouldn't have done this, but I did it anyway. And I said, don't be this guy. Right. And I thought, essentially, we thought it looked kind of dangerous. And I have visions in my head of and I'm sure there's proper protocols for this, of the ride e-stopping or malfunctioning or something, and just, whoever that guy was going,
everybody that was replying to your thing,
right?
Everybody that was replying to your thing was like, yeah, but you're not locked in with your back. You're locked in around your knees. So my question is, and I'm sorry, this is an audio podcast, but my question is, if I'm locked in at my knees,
yes,
and I'm able to push all the way back on the backrest, what's stopping? My knees are still locked in. Why can't I go like this and lift off the seat?
Well, because your legs are kind of, there is restraints on the back of your legs, and where they put the restraints kind of keeps you in the car.
So your bum can't get off the seat in any way?
No, your bum can come off the seat, because as Ian and I pointed out, when you're in car number 1 and you go over that first hill back into the building, if you're in row 1, you're going to get some air time. Your butt,
you lift off your seat. So if you had really strong quad thigh muscles, you could kind of hoist yourself and stand.
Hoist yourself in that stance that dude did. And but we, again, you have to, understand the commenting. 2 50-something-year-old guys, Stadler and Waldorf, commenting on what looked to be a pretty odd thing at the time. Anyway, so I posted that, right? And I posted it to TikTok.
And oh my gosh,
1.1 million views later. 1.1 million views later.
Thousands of comments. And then it got shared on Twitter. And then all the different times it got shared on Twitter had tons of comments on those posts.
I know. And people, first of all, there was a small amount of people who thought that I was commenting about don't be that guy, that it was me, the one that was in the front of the video,
or that you knew the guy,
that I was the guy, just standing there, and they were like, well, what is he doing? He's not doing anything wrong. And they're like,
there was just a guy watching as well. Yeah.
Right. Like that. I watched the video 5 times before I realized that you were talking about the guy on the actual coaster, not the guy, which was me going what the heck, going by, right? He's not doing anything wrong. So there's been quite a viral discussion about whether this is appropriate or not. Of course, people saying, if it were inappropriate, you wouldn't be able to do it on these things. And then there are people who are like, so just think coaster enthusiasts do to get more airtime, and they shouldn't do it, and blah, blah. So there's the whole argument. And you have to just realize, again, this all started with 2 50-something-year-old guys going, that doesn't look safe.
Well, no, and if you hadn't have been on it yet, it did look weird. It does look like he's standing right up.
I think we were.
Lord knows that I've seen people trying to stand up on Thunder Mountain and whatever.
So again,
I actually thought about doing it while I was on the ride, but I was just like, you know what? No, let me just do what I'm supposed to do.
Oh my God!
And I'll tell you one thing: the hand grips are solid metal and not very comfortable to hold on to.
Okay.
No.
I didn't.
You need some rubber bicycle grips with like the little tassels.
Yes, that's exactly
like
what I need.
tassels.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So
we'll get you some for next time.
Yeah,
I just looked that up too, and I don't feel how. I mean, I don't see how Tron is 2 minutes
remember,
long.
we're an audio podcast first.
Right.
So Ian is still on the Rock and Roller Coaster, and he says, "Story: Rock and Roller Coaster is 1 minute 22 seconds, and Tron is 2 minutes. So Tron is actually closer to 50% longer."
Correct. And I don't
and
know.
My mom thinks I'm cool too.
Now, do they consider the Tron when it pulls out from the station? Because when you pull out from the station, you go first, and then you have that little.
I think it's total
stop.
Time.
You have that little stop before the actual launch.
To me, that's like.
So I don't know.
Well, yeah, but they've got stuff going on, the 3, 2, 1, and then launch, the anticipation building. So I think, to the point, it's the same as you've got the lift hills you got to go up on the other ride.
I just felt that the ride was I just felt that ride was very short. That was my opinion.
Well, Ian proved you wrong.
Well, no, it's still my opinion. So, and I just felt how Guardians was such a long, well done ride that I thought Tron was a little skimped on.
Okay, but again, we worried about that because most roller coasters are a minute to 2 minutes.
Sure, I understand.
So, I think to your point, they did Guardians so well that maybe in retrospect, if they had opened them in the reverse order, people wouldn't have done the comparison that you're doing.
Maybe. I mean, they're also basing it off of an existing attraction that they've had for 10 years now, I guess.
Still a good ride.
So, I still enjoyed the ride. Don't get me wrong. But it's not a ride that, like, when we went to Epcot, we got the virtual queue for Guardians, and then I also paid to ride Guardians. I didn't do that for Tron, nor do I think I would do that. I would do the virtual queue, but I wouldn't also pay to ride it. That's my feeling on that.
I get that.
Who thinks that it would be pretty darn cool now that Tron is open for them to take the Tomorrowland Speedway and turn it into little motorcycles for kids that had like the glowy circles?
Little Tron motorcycles?
Yeah, because then it would be like, oh, you're too small to go on Tron, but here you can go on Little Tron, and you could go.
Maybe that
it would be cool because it's kind of Tomorrowland, and you're riding alongside. So, like, one track could have all like, isn't there like yellow motorcycles versus blue? I don't know what they're called. I've never seen Tron.
Insulting.
I think that would be wonderful, and they could be quiet too. Instead of diesel.
I thought maybe we could add some land speeders or whatever the heck they're called in Star Wars. Maybe we can bring the Star Wars.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Flying across the
That'd be cool.
Through trees and stuff. Yeah.
Anyway, all right, moving on. Let's get to some other stuff before we have to get out of here. We've got about 15 minutes left. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is returning.
In August, when you celebrate Halloween.
Right this summer, and it kicks off August 11th.
Yep. Oh, God, 11th?
Yep. Yeah,
I remember we went to one that was like August 23rd, and I thought that was way too early.
Yeah. You're hot, wearing a costume.
By the way, I'd have to agree with Ian. Lightning McQueen and Company is the natural fit for the Speedway. Really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
Like all the cars from Cars.
Yeah. True.
Would be cool.
No, but I want to ride Mater. I want to ride Lightning McQueen.
I think it'd be cool if they could.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
did that. But all right, so yeah, August 11th. But yeah, so the scoop is, for those who haven't done it, this limited capacity nighttime event.
Limited capacity, right?
This is the way they say.
I know.
We know from at least previous experience that it got pretty crowded. Starts at 7:00, allows guests to experience shorter wait times on attractions, themed food and beverage, and more. And of course, they are bringing back, and they have in the parade, the special parade that goes.
Boo to you.
Boo to you.
Boo to you.
And the fireworks as well. So
bring back Hollow Wishes.
Did they say they were doing that?
I don't know. I'm just saying that was my favorite fireworks of all that they've had.
I didn't pull the whole press article here, but yes, to be agreeable with you, I would love to see that around with the surround sound fireworks, kind of the 360 fireworks, as it were. Basically, let's see, guests of select Walt Disney World Resort hotels, Walt Disney World, Swan, and Dolphin hotels and Shades of Green can purchase tickets starting April 27th. What do they mean, select Walt Disney World Resort hotels?
Maybe if you're at a higher quality hotel, you can book them sooner.
They didn't mention that, but maybe they say that it's so that there isn't confusion between the partner hotels and the actual,
or like Swan and Dolphin
hotel. Well, I'm thinking more of the ones like in downtown Disney.
But why would they even say select
or they
Disney
might
World resorts?
You know, it might be
anybody can buy the tickets.
Let me think this through further. Maybe it's all the Disney owned resorts plus select partner hotels in maybe downtown Disney plus the Swan and Dolphin resorts and Shades of Green. I don't know. Anyway, the tickets are available starting April 27th. And available, let's see, Shades of Green can start, on April 27th. Tickets available to all guests starting May 2nd. There is a plethora of dates through August, September, October, and November. I won't bother to bore you all with those details. But
so it goes into November.
Correct. One date in November, actually, November 1st.
Yeah, they usually do that. Usually you carry it over one day.
Yep. Other news in other stuff, Star Tours sets course for new adventures in 2024. Apparently they're going to be adding new stories and new characters to the Star Tours at 3 of the destinations around the world, including Disneyland Park, Hollywood Studios, and Disneyland Paris in France.
Wonder where they're going to put it. Like what new places?
I don't know. My guess is newer movies and stuff.
Well, like Andor or that Ahsoka show. Who knows?
Well,
or maybe Mandalorian.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe
probably Mandalore.
Maybe some of the places where Mando.
Maybe they're going to blow up that big cave monster thing that they blew up in the first season. You get to fly right in.
Have you ever watched the last season of Mando?
Mm-hmm. No. I stopped right before the Boba Fett. I need to get caught up.
Yeah, I haven't watched it either.
Oh, I watched it.
I need to go back.
How was
the last season?
The last couple episodes were very good. There was 1 or 2 episodes in the middle that were very slow.
Yeah, but that was kind of like season, what was it, 2?
Yeah,
there were a few that were like.
Honestly, the Book of Boba Fett should have just been a season of The Mandalorian, and not a separate show unto itself.
Yeah, but I feel like you have to watch that to understand, don't you?
You do.
Yeah,
because. Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but
yeah,
okay.
No, I mean it's very early in the season, but the last couple episodes were very good. And what I was mentioning about Mandalore, they actually go to the planet of the Mandalorians, and that's why that could be one of the planets now they have for Star Tours.
There you go.
So
you got that going for you, which is nice. So that's coming 2024. Apparently they're going to add some new stories, so that I like it when they have the these film-based attractions where they keep adding new stuff in.
Yeah, I do too.
And I think that,
and I feel like, I mean, it's a relatively easy fix for them. Like,
but it makes you want to go when you go back and go, okay,
let's see if
go ride on that one again. Let's see what the new scenes are. Yep.
We didn't ride it this past trip, but when we rode it in January, we went to a different planet that we'd never been to before. I don't know if it was just like the randomized things. I can't for the life of me remember what it was, but I remember Dawn and I both walked out like, do you remember going to that? And neither one was like, no, I can't remember that. So I guess sometimes it's still random, the way they throw things in there. So it's good to have more stuff.
Oh, by the way, I just got a random comment on our Be Safe on the Grid today, Tron users, don't be this guy video with the 1.1 million views on the TikTok, on the Facebook, who just said it's fake. Like, apparently I AI'd that. I mean, people are so stupid. I swear. Yeah, it's fake.
Totally fake.
Exactly. And then I had people who, by the way, who said it was staged. You totally staged this, man. I'm like,
okay.
No, we were just standing there and we took a video and it happened.
Yeah, I mean, stuff does happen.
Life
random things happen.
Life moves pretty quick if you don't take the time to look around.
All right, Ferris.
Yeah.
You could miss it.
You could miss it. Right. Hey, prepare your palates. The Epcot International Food and Wine Festival begins July 27th. From the corporate PR, get ready to sip and savor at more than 25 global marketplaces throughout Epcot, including returning favorites such as the Fry Basket, flavors from Fire, Canada, India, and Spain. Several new global marketplaces will open later during the festival as the summer turns to fall. That's interesting. I feel like they're giving you probably more locals a reason to go early and then come later because there'll be new stuff open.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's funny. Somebody asked on the discussion boards about going, we have these like boards, these things where people used to communicate before Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Anyway, they asked about that they were planning on going to that. And, I think my comment was it's fun, but bring a lot of money. That I think I blew through about $150 at the Flower and Garden Festival, essentially doing the same thing, sampling around the world. Went to I don't remember for now if it was 4 or 3 places, ordering 2 dishes and a dessert and a drink. At some where it was 1 and a dessert and a drink, and I killed $150.
Yeah,
pretty easy to do.
Yeah, so just so you know, it's fun, but bring your wallet. The Eat to the Beat concert series is coming back too, but as far as I know at this time, they have not announced who's going to be there. So keep an eye out.
Find out, and we'll have to play the game.
Play the game that we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See if you can name a song by the artist or
we just saw Cool and the Gang at whatever the
that'd be good.
Flower and Garden thing was on a couple of weeks ago. So
Garden Rocks.
Garden Rocks, yes, yeah. So we had we met with Mr. Ian and his lovely wife, and we sat there and watched Cool and the Gang.
Yeah, and he actually posted a video from a few nights ago of Peterman and Herman's Hermits.
Oh, I was actually thinking about the flock of seagulls that that he said was bad.
But that was not good.
Yeah, not good.
Okay. Have y'all heard about the Capture Your Moment photo sessions coming to the Magic Kingdom?
No, what's that?
No idea.
No, I quite frankly, before I researched topics to talk about tonight on the podcast, I had never heard of it either. But apparently Disney PhotoPass launched Capture Your Moment, a 20-minute personalized photo session with a Disney Pass photographer. And apparently it's available at all 4 theme parks. Although that's contrary.
What do they take you around to big locations? And
so it says, let me see, beginning May 1st, you can escape into timeless stories of Fantasyland and explore charming photo backdrop options after checking in for this experience. I guess they're just giving an example of what it's like at the Magic Kingdom. After you check in at Sir Mickey's, your photographer can help you choose a photo prop and your capture locations, including the backside of Cinderella's castle, Prince Charming.
I thought you were going to say the backside of water.
You know what? That would be funny.
Yeah, that would be.
The PhotoPass people have new uniforms too. They're now bright green. Yeah.
Yep.
So
and they're
a lot easier to see.
And the uniforms are quote unquote green because they're made from recycled, I think, stuff. Well, like recycled.
I'm sorry, recycled stuff.
I didn't know how to put it. Like, we used to call it polyester. Now they call it nanofabric or microfabric or microfiber.
Yeah.
Okay.
So essentially, from like recycled bottles and plastics and things like that, they're making the new outfits and things like that. So, and they apparently, just like microfiber, breathe supposedly better than some other stuff, which actually is helping keep them cooler. We heard all about these at the last press event. Where's the other places that you can go? You can go to Prince Charming, Regal Carousel, Rapunzel's Tower, Prince Eric's Castle, Storybook Circus, Belle and Maurice's Cottage, outside Beast's Castle, and the Mad Tea Party, and it says, and so much more. So you get 20 minutes, you get escorted to that location. Your 20 minutes starts once you get there. For all of this, and up to 8 guests along with you, what would you expect to pay?
Up to 8 guests? Do you have to?
Wait, I thought I had.
Is it one price for 8 people and less?
It's a price.
Like I don't get a discount if it's 6 people instead.
Yeah, I don't have where the heck did my? Oh, hold on. There we go.
Okay. For all of that.
Right. For you and up to 8 guests.
$350. I'm probably low.
Okay. By the way, the price does not include printouts of the photos, but if you have PhotoPass, you can, of course, download them and do whatever.
So you have to buy PhotoPass
$4.99
on top of this.
I say $4.99.
Okay. All right.
Don,
$1.
Don says
by the way,
$5,500.
Yeah, I would like to vote $1. You could also opt to, by the way, purchase the photos individually. Okay, if you don't have one of those things, but if you do have them, you get all the photos. $99.
What? Wow.
I mean,
okay.
I mean, you know,
it's 20 minutes.
20 minutes at a location of your choosing. So look, I mean, I mean,
how many different like poses or shots will they give you? Does it say?
I'm looking here. I'm looking.
Like if it's 20 minutes and you got 3 pictures.
Do not, after being escorted to your chosen location, you'll have up to 20 minutes to capture photos.
Okay, so it's one location. All right, yeah,
one location, right? So you pick the location. You can maybe have some props with you or whatever, but still, I mean, if you think about it, like if you were to, like here in Hilton Head, hire a photographer to go take your picture on the beach or whatever, it's going to be a lot more than $99.
Yeah, that's true. That's not bad. It's
all things considered,
hit or miss. It's sometimes you get like a photographer.
That was my only thought, Carolyn. I thought the exact same thing as you were thinking. So, there you go.
I actually saw somebody, speaking of PhotoPass, somebody shared pictures that they got from, you know how they have in certain character things, like the magic box that takes the pictures instead of a person.
Yeah.
And it was Mickey Mouse in the middle and one of them on one side and their boyfriend was on the other side. And then they got their pictures and the boyfriend had been cut out. Like it was just Mickey and the one person and the other person that was on the other side of Mickey just doesn't exist. Like it ends at Mickey.
Maybe
they're like, what?
Maybe somebody was trying to tell somebody something. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Could be.
$99 isn't bad.
No, that's not bad.
Actually, when I saw that, my first thought was, hey, that's not actually a bad price point, which means it'll probably be $200 within about 30 days of launching.
But you also then have to pay for the photos, which would be.
But I feel like my annual pass.
Your annual pass would.
Well.
Yeah, it would. Uh-oh.
Oh no, Justin.
Did he do it again?
Justin's like,
Whoa.
You look surprised.
Oh.
Oh, you're back.
Are you back?
Are you back?
You're back. There we
Me?
go.
Yeah, you froze for a second, and
Yeah.
your face was like, "Oh."
You were like,
No, I was saying, if you have to pay for the photos in your annual pass now.
do you?
And mine, I know in mine I had to. I believe it was an extra $100.
It's an
for
option
the
now?
photos. Yes, it's not in your pass anyway. It might be in the INTERCOT pass or whatever that pass is called. I'm not sure.
$1,399.
Although, do you guys find that like all these rides now where you don't tap at the end to like get your picture, like
Mhm.
Seven Dwarfs or something, it's just gonna sense that you're on the ride and give you your pictures? I never get any of them.
I get some of them. We didn't get our Tron pictures or our Guardian. Well, we got one of the Guardians pictures, not the other one.
Question. Are you wearing a magic band?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All
I
right.
am, and because it never happens, you know how they have the little QR code in the lineup? Sometimes it's like, make sure that your whatever is set in your phone to make you receive these, or make sure you're signed up to get your pictures after this ride.
Yeah.
I check that every time. It'll be like Haunted Mansion, never get it. Pirates, never get it. And we go on the ride so darn much that like we do stupid faces and we're like, oh, that's going to be a good one, and then it never arrives.
Yeah, I enjoy your stupid faces.
Or our serious staring into the camera.
But Rob and Bud get the contributor of the day. They say he had to pay for it on his INTERCOT pass, and then Bud said,
then maybe the next
AP
time
would have photos if you bought that option. Justin is correct, 99.
Right. Yeah, Dawn and I, when we were doing our passes, it didn't make sense for both of us to do it because
you would do it.
Going to be in the same pictures, right? So,
well, isn't that interesting? Because maybe you guys have renewed your passes recently?
Yes.
I wonder.
Well, last August.
So maybe once mine renews.
Sorry about that. Okay.
I've always been
okay. Yeah.
I've always been something. No, maybe once I renew mine, then that will be a thing, because like the ones that do show up, which is few and far between, I like save them from my phone, like there's no watermark on them or anything.
Right.
And Rob said he renewed in October, so
yeah. So mine's coming up in July, so we'll see.
I have zero perspective, because when I go for like a press event or whatever, they automatically add that option to my pass.
Oh yeah.
So I just always see the photos show up. So I'm the worst person to ask. Okay. So anyway, we're running up on our hard break, our deadline here. I wanted to mention something that I mentioned in the pre-show to you guys, which, all right, everyone report back on what you think on this. Okay. So years ago, I went into the DVC at Bay Lake Tower. Thank you, Justin. At the Contemporary, and I smelled the smell when I went into the lobby. By the way, I have a very sensitive nose. Like I smell smells all the time. My wife says all the time, "How are you smelling? I don't even smell that." I'm like, "Yeah, that's just the thing. You know, it's that Polish
bloodhound
nose." Yeah, it is. It's just the schnoz. You get the schnoz, you get the smells. So anyway, smelled this awesome smell, and I was like, "Oh gosh, what is that?" And they actually had at one of the desks, they would hand you a card and say what it was. And long ago, I've lost that. Okay. So anyway, in the process over the years, I've been trying to find the perfect smell for our house. I just like, and my wife doesn't like smells. She doesn't like strong smells in the house. We don't do the scentsy stuff, which I see a lot of folks doing. Jimmy Horn's always hawking that, and folks like that. So like and like they do the sensitive candles, the things.
We do that as well.
Kind of I mean, they're adorable, but you know, if you don't like strong smells in your house, you can't really do that kind of stuff. So anyway, the other day I was out and I found the Glade Sky and Sea Salt scent, which I need you all to go out and purchase this. Maybe I'll put the link. I'll put a affiliate link to Amazon or something so you all can buy it in the show notes. And then we'll get some money back from it. But anyway, get that and tell me what you think. If you've ever been in the DVC there at the Contemporary Bay Lake Tower, see what you think. I think it smells pretty much almost exactly like that scent, which I thought was pretty cool. And it's a very subtle kind of scent, and it's awesome. And to Carolyn's point, who was worried about one of her friends, her house burned down or something from having these plug-in things in there. They have new plug-in containers that have like an LED light on it that tells you when it's dispensing, when it's running low, and then when it runs out, it actually turns itself off.
That's so good.
Which I think is actually a cool thing.
Speaking of scents,
that too. So
for Christmas, I don't know if they still have it, but Bath and Body Works has a candle that smells like the burning of Rome in Spaceship.
Seriously?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's called like
smoked Jim and
whiskey
Nick
or something,
barbecue or something, or yeah.
So we have that at our house. It smells like my house is
like
on fire sometimes,
or whatever. Yeah, burnt charcoal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I do love that. I mean, again, and we should probably partner with or affiliate with some of these candle companies that do that like, I think Magic Candle Company, or there's a couple of them that produce really cool scents that remind you of that, like
there's a Pirates one I've bought.
There's one
before.
that was like Terra Firma or something that was Horizons, like the orange smell from Horizons or something like that. So
the two resorts that I love are Vero Beach and the Polynesian. Those two have like that distinct smell. So if I was going to buy, I would definitely buy those.
I think that was my thought, Justin, right? That when you go into these really high-end hotels, I wanted to have the same sort of, that really smells nice when you come into your house, that kind of thing. And when we have guests stay here and whatever, I've made like our guest rooms into like little hotel rooms, and they have their own TV and they have their own Amazon device and all that kind of stuff. So, little code for Wi-Fi to get on the Wi-Fi network. And it's like, so I feel the same, the kind of the same way. Like when you go into those high-end hotels, they all have their signature scent. As it were. So
I like the dirty water smell of
Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, right. Dirty water. Is that what the other
people? No, I think it was like called Caribbean Matey or something that I had bought. But yeah, and for other people to smell it, they're like, "What is that smell?" But I'm like, "No, this candle is wonderful.
No, it's really good.
Dirty water smell.
It smells like recycled water." In the boat.
It's musty, okay? It's beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Don't judge me on my musty smell. I love it.
I'm purposely making my house smell like this.
It's hilarious how many memories in your life are tied to either like music or scents or things like. I think that's probably why Disney does those sort of things in the parks, and it just ties it all in. And it all comes rushing back. Anyway, did I miss anything? Or did we get most of it?
I think that's everything.
Okay. Well, that means that I can do this at this point. So I can start rolling the show close.
Hey, look, there's a picture of John behind John. It looks like John's doing a news report. And today, this man was arrested. Bank robbery.
My TV has been doing weird things. It's just been disconnecting from my computer for some reason. That's probably another picture on my desktop. That is my LinkedIn profile, by the way.
Technology.
So, hey, just a reminder, go visit Magical Journeys. They really stuck with us through thick and thin, through COVID, through all sorts of stuff. And they continue to be a valued partner of INTERCOT.com.
And they cost nothing to use.
Of this podcast. Exactly.
We're all Disney experts. And if you're listening to a Disney podcast, you probably have some semblance of how to book your own trip. But why would you when they'll do it for free and they'll keep monitoring your reservation to make sure you're getting the best price?
Yeah, to use
they are the best.
Least favorite modern saying, 100%, Carolyn.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's a no-brainer.
Why work any harder than you have to work?
Work
Let
smarter,
them
not
do
harder.
the work for you.
Right.
Absolutely. And they've got the experience to match it. They're not a fly-by-night Disney travel company. They've been around for a long time. They know the ins and outs. They've got the best folks working hard to ensure that you have the best vacation possible. So give them a shout. magicaljourneys.com. Look them up on Facebook, on the Twitters, wherever you do your stuff. Go traditional browser, whatever. Give them a call.
Yes.
A shout, I should say. I don't know why I keep doing call. Nobody calls anybody anymore. So
I mean, you can if you want.
I mean, you could, but you don't have to. You can text them or whatever. Anyway, yeah, Bud says Magical Journeys is the best. For Carolyn and Justin, I am still John. Bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
See you next month-ish.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, we'll see you in a month, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Bye now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.